Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this ceremony. It will involve, first, the appointment of new members of the Executive Council. Second, a meeting of the Executive Council at which the new Executive Councillors will take their oaths. Then the allocation of new ministers' portfolios, and finally, the appointment of a new Parliamentary Under-Secretary. Your Excellency, the letters patent constituting the office of Governor-General of New Zealand authorise and empower you to appoint members of the Executive Council and Ministers of the Crown. We will now proceed with the appointment of new Executive Councillors.
Kua hau, ko Virginia Ruby Anderson.
Enthusiasm.
Comes with being A for Anderson.
I think I need to make you an Executive Council member first.
Your Excellency is advised on the recommendation of the Prime Minister to appoint the following Executive Councillors. We'll do the oaths a bit afterwards. Ginny Anderson. Barbara Edmonds. Duncan Webb. Willow Jean Prime. Reno Tirikatane. And Deborah Russell. That concludes the appointment of the new members of the Executive Council. Your Excellency, Executive Councillors, a meeting of the Executive Council is convened. Once members of the Council have accepted their appointment to that office, they are required to take the oath or affirmation of allegiance and the Executive Councillor's oath or affirmation. The new Executive Councillors will now take those oaths or affirmations. I will call each member by name. As I do, please stand and read the two oaths or affirmations from the card in front of you. If you have chosen to take the oaths, there is a Bible at your place. Please hold this in your right hand as you recite the oaths. The Honourable Ginny Anderson.
Kua hau, ko Virginia Ruby Anderson. E ki ana I runga e te pono, e te tika, e te ngākau tapatahi, me te whakau anō ka noho pirihonga, ka noho pūmau, ke te kingi tiare, te tuatoru, me ona kāhui whakaheke e ai ki te ture. Kua hau, ko Virginia Ruby Anderson. Kua kōwhiria nei, kua whakaaitia nei, ke te runanga minita ka wanatanga o Aotearoa e Aoteana e runga e te ano, e te pono, e te tika. Ka tae e ahau i ngā wā katoa, e hihia tia ai te tāpai whakaaro tohu rānei ki te kawana tianara o tēnei wā. Kia taia ai ngā taki e pā ana ki Aotearoa me te whakahaere e runga e te pai e te tika. E kore e hoki au e whaiki e poka noa rānei ki te whaiki i ngā taki ka whiriwhiri e te runanga a kua ki mai nei kia noho tapu kia hau. Engari, ia aha koa, e aha te kaupapa, te taki rānei, ka noho a hau hei minita e tūturu ana, e pono ana.
The Honourable Barbara Edmonds.
I, Barbara Rachel Fati Balipa Edmonds, solemnly, sincerely and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty, King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law. I, Barbara Rachel Fati Balipa Edmonds, being chosen and admitted of the Executive Council of New Zealand, solemnly, sincerely and truly declare and affirm that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times when thereto required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor-General for the time being and for the good management of the affairs of New Zealand, that I will not directly nor indirectly reveal such matters as shall be debated in Council and committed to my secrecy, but that I will in all things be a true and faithful councillor.
I, Duncan Alexander Webb, solemnly, sincerely and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. I, Duncan Alexander Webb, being chosen and admitted of the Executive Council of New Zealand, solemnly, sincerely and truly declare and affirm that I will, to the best of my judgment at all times when thereto required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor-General for the time being, for the good management of the affairs of New Zealand. That I will not directly nor indirectly reveal such matters as shall be debated in Council and committed to my secrecy, but that I will in all things be a true and faithful councillor.
Kua hau, ko Willow Jean Prime, e kia i runga i te pono, i te tika, i te ngākau tapatahi, me te whakaū anō, ka noho pirihonga, ka noho pūmau, kia kiingi tiare te tuatoru, me ona kāhui whakaheke e ai ki te ture. Kua hau, ko Willow Jean Prime, kua kōwhiria nei, kua whakaitia nei, e te runanga minita kāwanatanga o Aotearoa, e oati ana i runga anō i te pono, i te tika, ka taia e au i ngā wā katoa e hehiatia ai te tāpai whakaaro, tohu rānei ki te kāwana tianara o tēnei wā. Kia taia ai ngā take e pāna ki Aotearoa te whakahaere i runga i te pai, i te tika. E kore hoki a hau, e whāki, e poka noa rānei ki te whāki i ngā take ka whiriwhiria e te rūnanga, ā kua kia mai nei kia noho tapu kia hau. Engari ia, aha kua he aha te kaupapa, te take rānei, ka noho a hau hei minita e tūturu ana, e pono ana.
The Honourable Reno Terekatene.
Ko ahau, ko Reno Terekatene. E oati ana, ka noho pūmau taku pono kia kiingi te are te tuatoru, me ona kāhui whakaheke, e ai ki te ture. Ko te atua nei hoki taku pau. Ko hau, ko Reno Terekatene, kua kōwhiria nei, kua whakaitia nei ki te rūnanga minita kāwanatanga o Aotearoa, e ki pono ana ka taia ia hau i ngā wā katoa, e hiahia te ai te tāpai whakaaro, tohu rānei ki te kāwana tianara o tēnei wā, kia taia ai ngā take e pāna ki Aotearoa, te whakahaere i runga i te pai me te tika. E kore hoki au e whāki, e poka noa rānei ki te whāki i ngā take ka whiriwhirihia e te rūnanga ā kua kia mai nei kia no tapu kia hau. Engari ia, aha koa he aha te kaupapa, te take rānei, ka noho ahau, hei minita e tūturu ana, e pono ana. Ko te atua nei hoki taku pau.
The Honourable Dr. Deborah Russell.
I, Deborah Fay Russell, solemnly, sincerely and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. I, Deborah Fay Russell, being chosen and admitted of the Executive Council of New Zealand, solemnly, sincerely and truly declare and affirm that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times when thereto required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor-General for the time being, for the good management of the affairs of New Zealand. That I will not directly nor indirectly reveal such matters as shall be debated in Council and committed to my secrecy, but that I will in all things be a true and faithful counsellor.
Would the new executive councillors please sign the oath or affirmation documents in front of you? Your Excellency, Executive Councillors, that concludes the meeting of the Executive Council. The next part of the ceremony involves the appointment of ministers to their portfolios. These appointments are made on the advice of the Prime Minister. Only the appointments of new ministers to warranted portfolios will be made here today. Changes to other warranted portfolios will be made on the advice of the Prime Minister on the papers and will also take effect today. Other responsibilities will be assigned by the Prime Minister separately. Your Excellency is advised on the recommendation of the Prime Minister to make the following appointments to ministerial office.
I should have brought my glasses.
I'll give you each warrant in 2 minutes.
You have a big portfolio.
The Honourable Ginny Anderson, Minister for the Digital Economy and Communications. Minister for Seniors. Minister for Small Business. The Honourable Barbara Edmonds, Minister for Internal Affairs. Minister for Pacific Peoples. The Honourable Dr. Duncan Webb, Minister of Commerce and Consumer Affairs. Minister for State-Owned Enterprises. The Honourable Wellington Prime, Minister of Conservation. Minister for Youth. The Honourable Reno Terikatene, Minister for Courts. Minister of State for Trade and Export Growth. The Honourable Dr. Deborah Russell, Minister of Statistics. Your Excellency, that completes the appointment of ministers to portfolios. The next part of the ceremony involves the appointment of a Parliamentary Under-Secretary. This appointment is made on the advice of the Prime Minister. Your Excellency is advised on the recommendation of the Prime Minister to make the following Parliamentary Under-Secretary appointment. Joe Luxton, Parliamentary Under-Secretary in relation to the Office of the Minister of Agriculture. The Office of the Minister of Education. That concludes the appointment of the new Parliamentary Under-Secretary. Mrs. Luxton, you are now required to take the Parliamentary Under-Secretary's oath. Please stand and read the oath from the card in front of you, holding the Bible in your right hand.
Ko ahau, ko Joe Anne Marie Luxton, e o ati ana kia noho pononga tuturu atu, kia kingi tiare te tuatoru, me tōna kahu whakahiki anō hoki. E ai ki te turei i te turanga he kere tare tuarua o te whare parimata. Ko te ātua nei hoki taku pō.
And please sign the oath. the appointment of the Parliamentary Under-Secretary. Your Excellency.
Thank you. So my very warmest congratulations to all our newest ministers and to our Parliamentary Under-Secretary. Well done, all of you. I know that you will have many people who will wish to acknowledge your achievements here today, your friends and your family, some of whom are with you. And I know that some of you will have family who have been affected by the recent flooding, particularly those I know in Northland and in Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland. So our thoughts are with them too. As we continue to navigate our times of difficulty and change, we know that we will face ongoing significant weather events, the effects of the pandemic, and also economic hardship by many families. I know that you, as our newest ministers, along with our experienced ministers, will do all you can to support your fellow New Zealanders. As members of the Executive Council, you are my key ministerial advisors as to the business of government, and I look forward to working with each of you in the future. I also want to acknowledge your friends and your family who are here with you today. I know that our new ministers will rely on your support in order to fulfil their duties as members of the Executive Council or as Parliamentary Under-Secretaries, and will do so to the utmost of your abilities. My congratulations, kia koutou katoa, malolele, kia orana. Congratulations to everyone, and I hope that our newest ministers and Parliamentary Under-Secretary will take the opportunity to celebrate with your loved ones before you have to get back to work. So all the very best in your duties. Kia ora mai tātou.
Thank you, Your Excellency. It's a great honour for me to be here today on behalf of the Prime Minister with the members of his new executive. I know that my colleagues will take seriously their duty as the advisors to you, the Governor-General. As ministers, members of the Executive Council, and as a Parliamentary Under-Secretary, you have a range of significant powers and responsibilities. It's important that you undertake your roles in a way that upholds the highest of standards. I know that you have all sought office in order to serve New Zealand, and that you will do this job to the best of your considerable abilities. We have a responsibility to all New Zealanders to do our best together as ministers through good times and hard times to secure a prosperous future for all New Zealanders in our country. I am confident that your talents will strengthen our team, and I look forward to working with you to make a positive difference for all New Zealanders. Kia ora tātou.
Your Excellency, that completes the ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, could you please join me in congratulating our new ministers and Parliamentary Under-Secretary.